What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon.
What's up?
What's going on? And unfortunately, Devon couldn't make it, but it's his birthday weekend, so make sure you wish him a happy birthday in the comments. Yeah, out here slacking, but happy birthday, man. Please continue to tune in like you currently are. Monday and Tuesday are topics, Wednesday's discussion. This Thursday, I have the first Ask Us SP of the year. Yeah, I know it's July, almost August. Don't judge me. I have Skylar Hunter on. He is a script kiddie to talk about what that means and kind of walk through pen testing and things of that nature. So definitely check that one out. And then Friday, of course, will be everything else. So the Wakanda Forever trailer dropped last night. So we'll definitely want to talk about that. The different Marvel phases are out. So definitely continue to tune in to hear all that good stuff. But without further ado, I'll give it to Shannon.
All right. So this article actually is from thehackernews.com, written by Ravi Lakshmanan. And the title of this one is Ukrainian radio stations hacked to broadcast fake news about Zelensky's health. So what ended up happening was the Ukrainian radio operator Tavr Media, TAVR Media, on Thursday was a victim of a cyber attack, right? And what ended up happening in this attack was there was a fake message broadcast that says that President Zelenskyy of Ukraine was seriously ill, right? So this Tavr Media, they run like 9 different stations that are there. And what ended up happening was there was this message that went out. They were talking about how he was in bad health and this, that, and the third. So what ended up happening was Zelenskyy, after seeing this, he went on Instagram, I think it was, and did a video from his office saying, hey, you know, I never felt as healthy as I do now, you know what I mean? And it was in response to this stuff that came out, right? So it's as good as holding a newspaper,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
right.
Especially in this day and age, like nobody knows what a newspaper is, but that's kind of the equivalent of holding the newspaper up saying, hey, I feel good. There's no problems or anything like that. But here's the thing, right? So no one has come out and taken responsibility for this, but we kind of have an idea of who it is, right? So Ukraine is in a conflict right now with Russia, right? So the prevailing theory is that Russia were the ones that hacked this and put this message out there that affected Tavr Media and their 9 stations or whatever it was. But yeah, it's one of those things where they should have. I don't want to seem like I'm victim blaming or anything like this, but Ukraine knows Russia's MO now, you know what I mean? Not just when it comes to what they're doing to them right now, but like when it comes to the cyber game. So they should have been better prepared for this, right? Like you would think. You had to know something like this was coming. Like there've been other instances, you know, since February, since Russia's gone in there to where they've had some cybersecurity things that they're pretty sure came from Russia. You know what I'm saying? So this is why you got to keep your game up, folks. This is why you got to, you know, stuff like this can happen to anybody, right? Like we don't want it to come out one time where, you know, we over here talking about Russia and then you go to watch one of these videos and all of a sudden it's like Shannon and Ryan are really sick now. Like then we got to go on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Like, hey, now we healthy, we good. We're gonna have another 4 episodes next week. You know, so
right.
But yeah, you got to keep it tight, Ukraine. You know what I mean? Like, you know, this type of stuff was coming. And they said it was, if I remember correctly, I think make sure I'm saying this right. It was apparently a version of the Agent Tesla spyware is what it was. And it was a Trojan that was written for the .NET framework back in 2014 is what it was. So it was a version of that is how they got in there and did what they did. But Ryan, what's your thoughts on this?
So yeah, you're right with the whole disinformation campaign that Russia rolls out. I'm actually surprised it took this long for it to happen, as well as I'm a little underwhelmed because of the level of deepfakes that could be made. Like they could literally had his face saying it if they wanted to. Perhaps that stuff's already being blocked, or you know, I mean, this is the one that got through, and the rest of the stuff has been being stopped just because of how good they are with disinformation, as well as with just the like we've talked about in the past, like the Tom Cruise deepfakes that like you couldn't tell me that wasn't Tom Cruise. Like that spinning image, cadence of his voice, everything were perfect. So I can see more of this happening in the future, unfortunately. But what's so great about now, though, is like you said, he just dropped right on social media, like, no, I'm fine. Like like I wish he would have held a newspaper, but here's the current time. Here's what current events that are going on, and I'm completely fine. Um, so that is good that you're able to counter disinformation so quickly, as opposed in the past, it could have been days, weeks. We talk about things like Kim Jong being sick all the time, or like his body doubles and things of that nature, like because of information comes out of that country so slow. It could be days, weeks, a long time before you know if he's ill or if he's alive and well, firing off missiles and stuff. So in this case, things move pretty fast, fortunately. But yeah, I could definitely see more of this happening. I mean, we see all the time within our own media, especially during times of unrest and protest and things of that nature. Russia is really good at what they do, or at least those claiming to be threat actors from that region. Because it's all like, what do you have to say? Allegedly, allegedly, they're very good at what they do. Because I don't want to get shut down. Like all 5 of our viewers will believe we are not well, but they're masters of the craft. So I could definitely see this being on repeat until this conflict eventually comes to an end. So yeah, definitely an interesting article, and it literally just happened not too long ago. So very timely as well.
You bring up a
So
good point.
we'll see.
You bring up a good point with those deep fakes, man. That would have been the thing for them to do, because like
Yeah.
we like the people that are doing it now are doing it without the help of a full government backing them. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it was like, come on, that Tom Cruise one was just one guy that was doing it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have the backing of a whole floor of
Right.
state
Right.
actors.
Yeah, and they're just getting too good. And I think we talked about it. There's ways to counter that as well, right? Like something to do with the eyes and the reflections in the eyes. We talked about that probably earlier this year. So there is software to proof deep fakes. However, like that takes a while, right? As opposed to just popping on social media, like, hey, TikTok, I'm live and well. Here's me doing a clever dance. Like, but
Yeah, or a tortilla challenge, right? But
yeah.
even then though, like you have people that are going to believe it without seeing it's like
Oh yeah.
when newspapers put out the retractions, right? Like the big story was on page 1, but the retractions page 13, way back.
Right.
You got to retract. It's kind of like that. People, once they hear it, it's all they'll go for, and they're not going back to check up on it and see whether or not it was true. It's already
Right. Yeah. Becomes gospel at that point, right?
yeah. Yeah.
So it's unfortunate, but here I think they counteracted it pretty fast. So we'll see what happens next in this conflict. Definitely escalating on the cyber front. So or it started out with cyber front, as this continues to escalate. So unprecedented territory that we're currently in. But definitely continue to tune in. Again, Monday, Tuesday are topics, Wednesday discussion. Thursday we'll have an Ask Us SP, and then Friday everything else. So stay tuned. Hit up all of our social medias. They go by our name. Give me up personally. I'm Ry Security Guy. That's at Ry Security Guy. RY. Wait, I forgot how to do it.
RY Security Guy.
There it is. Yeah, I'm rusty, man. On TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Clubhouse. And then Levon is at Levon Maynard on Twitter. Stay safe, stay secure.